Hello everyone, welcome back to the Doers for It Academy's YouTube channel. So we are here with another class, but today's class is different from the regular classes because from today we are starting 30 days challenge of each and every paper which comes in your entrance exam. Like we will start reasoning 30 days challenge, maths paper 30 days challenge, and language paper 30 days challenge. So without wasting any time, let's start the language papers first day 30 days of 30 days challenge. So today we will solving the set ones, four passages. There are four passages in a set. So the first passage is: once there was a king who had one eye and one leg. So there was a king who had one eye and one leg. That means he is disabled. He was very disappointed from his life, but he was lover of beauty of the nature. So he was very disappointed from his life. Why he was disappointed? Because he has only one leg and one eye. Like us, we have two eyes, two legs, two hands. We are complete, right? But he has one leg and one eye, and because of that, he is disappointed from his life. He is unhappy in his life, but he was a lover of beauty of the nature. One day he asked all the painters to draw a beautiful portrait of him. So one day the king asked all the painters who live in his kingdom to draw a beautiful portrait of him. Portrait means picture of the king. But none of them was ready, because how could they paint him beautifully with the defects in one eye and one leg? But none of the painters was ready, because how could they paint? The painters can paint the king beautifully with a defect. Defect means he has only one eye and one leg, and it is defect for him. Eventually, one of them agreed and drew a classic picture of the king. But eventually, a painter agreed to draw a portrait of king. So he drew a classic picture of king. It was a fantastic picture and surprised everyone. And the picture was very fantastic and surprised everyone, because other painters were not agreeing to paint the king's picture. He painted the king aiming for hunt, targeting with one eye closed and one leg bent. So he had an idea. He very cleverly painted the king aiming for hunt, where he was targeting with one eye closed and one leg bent. Here he can hide the defects of the king. So he used his brain very cleverly, right? So the passage is done. Now we will solve the questions. So in a passage there are 5 questions. So in a set there are 4 passages. That means there are 20 questions. You have to solve 20 questions. Okay. So first, from passage 1 there are 5 questions, which are: what did the king ask all the painters? So what did the king ask all the painters? Options are: go for hunting, draw a portrait of him, to attend the royal ceremony, accompany him for hunting. So the correct answer for this question is draw a portrait of him. Option number B. Okay. Next, synonym of agreed is. So at first we have to know what is the meaning of agreed. Agreed means when you admit something or when you agree with something. So here the question is, what is a synonym? Matlab means same meaning of agree. So options are suspected, refused, admitted, or acted. So the synonym of agreed is option number C, admitted. Something you have admitted, that you have done something, right? Next, question number 3. Could the painters make the king's portrait? Options are yes, no, not mentioned in the passage, it was not impossible. So what is the correct answer for this question? So the correct answer is option number A. Yes, because there is a one painter who painted king's portrait, right? Next question. The opposite of defect is. So here the question is, what is the opposite word for defect? And the options are shortage, damage, punishment, perfect. So at first you have to know the meaning of defect. Defect means something, some flaws you have, or something which is incomplete in yourself. So what is the opposite of defect? So the opposite of defect is perfect. That means there is everything in a in you that is perfect, right? Next, last question. The suitable title for the passage will be. So what will be the suitable title for this passage? Options are a king's painting, a hunter's painting, a beautiful portrait, a disappointed king. So what will be the answer of this question? So the correct answer is option number C, a beautiful portrait. Okay. So all the questions are done. Now we will see some other question from passage which will make come in your exam. Okay. So the first question is, what difficult disabilities does the king have? So there was a king who had one eye and one leg, and this was his disabilities. Okay. And how does the king feel? How does the king feels of his life? So he was very disappointed from his life, but he was lover of beauty of nature. What did the king ask all the painters one day? So the answer is, one day he asked all the painters to draw a beautiful portrait of him. Next, uh, but why the painters were not ready to draw his picture? So the answer is, but none of them was ready, because how could they paint him beautifully with the defects in one eye and one leg? Next question. Eventually, what happened? So the answer is, eventually one of them agreed and drew a classic picture of the king. Okay. Um, After seeing the picture, next question. So when that painter painted the picture, how did everyone reacted? It was a fantastic picture and surprised everyone. So everyone surprised after seeing that picture or portrait of the king. Next question, or and the last question. How did the painter painted the king's portrait? So the answer is, the painter painted the king aiming for hunt, targeting with one eye closed and one leg bent. So these are the questions. So write it down in your copy. So now we will learn some synonym and antonyms of some words from this passage. Okay. So I am writing here. So write it down in your copy and learn this synonym and antonym. Okay. So the first word is disappointed. So the first word is disappointed. Disappointed. and the synonym of disappointed. Uh, and the synonym of disappointed is sad and upset. Next, the antonym of disappointed is happy and satisfied. Disappointed means um, when you are sad about something that you have, you might that is not done with the which is not done with from you, or you are upset with something, that means you are disappointed. Okay, and the antonym or the opposite of disappointed is happy or satisfied. So what is the meaning of satisfied? Satisfied means when you are happy with the something, you are that means you are satisfied, right? And the next word is beautiful. Beautiful, and the synonym of beautiful is attractive and pretty. So when we are attracted to someone or something, that means that thing or person is very beautiful. That's why we are attracted to them, right? And beautiful, and the synonym of beautiful is also pretty. That means it looks very good, good looking, right? Now the antonym of beautiful is ugly and unattractive. Next word is defects. Defects, and the synonym of defects is flaws and faults. Now the antonym of defects is perfection and qualities. So defects mean when you have flaws or fault, or when something has flaws, it is not perfect, so then we call defect. And the antonym of defect is perfection and qualities. That means something which has very good quality and it is very perfect in everything, right? Next word is, and the next word is surprised. Surprised, and the synonym of surprised is amazed and shocked. So surprise mean when someone give you a surprise gift, so that means after seeing that, you are amazed and shocked, that you are not expecting that. That is called surprise. Okay, and the antonym of surprised is expected and unsurprised. Expected and unsurprised. Expected means surprise. When does surprise happen? When you are not expecting someone. So the antonym of surprise is expected. Okay, next, agreed. Agreed, And the synonym of agreed is accepted and admitted. And the antonym of agreed is refused and denied. So these are the synonym and antonyms. So write it down in your copy. Okay. So first passage is done. Now we will solve the second passage. So passage number 2. So we have to read the passage first. On a warm winter morning, two lizards sat on a high wall of an old mill. So, on a warm winter morning, there were two lizards who were sitting on a high wall of an old mill. They were enjoying the bright sunshine, and the two lizards were enjoying the bright sunshine. One lizard kept dreaming all the time and was unhappy, and one of the no, and one of the lizard from the two lizard were kept dreaming all time and was unhappy with his life. The other was older and wiser, but the other lizard was older and wiser. How miserable is our situation, cried the unhappy lizard. So the unhappy lizard cried that how miserable is our situation. So he thinks that their situation is miserable or very bad. No one notices us. We are small and have such dull lives. So that unhappy lizard also said that no one notices us. We are very small and have such dull lives. We have no excitement in our life. Look at the other bigger animals. He said that look at the other bigger animals. They are so royal and majestic. So they are very royal and majestic. They look very beautiful. The unhappy lizard sighed. So these are the things who said the unhappy lizard. I wish I was born a deer, to be quick and have great big horns and live proudly in the royal forest. He also said that I was born as a deer, not as a lizard, as a deer, to be quick and have a great big horns and live proudly in the royal forest. At that very moment, a pack of dogs ran fast chasing a deer. At that very moment, when he said there was a pack of dogs ran fast. Pack of dog means a group of dogs were running fast chasing a deer. The deer was tired and the hungry dogs pounced on it. So the deer was tired after running. So the hungry dogs pounced on it. That means they jumped on that deer. The lizard watched in horror. So that two lizards were watching that scene. So they were in horror after seeing that the hungry dogs ate the deer. The wise lizard said to his complaining friend, "You wanted to be in place of this deer, poor deer. You should learn from what you just saw." So, after seeing that scene, the wise lizard said to his complaining friend that you wanted to be in place of this poor deer, right? But you should learn from this what you have just saw. Because if the lizard was a deer, then the dogs will also chase him and eat that deer. So that's why the wiser was saying that you should learn from this lesson. You are not beautiful, colored, or quick on your feet. So that wise lizard was saying to his complaining friend that you are not beautifully colored or quick on your feet, but you are alive. Destiny is kind to you. So he was saying, if you were a deer and you were beautiful, then that pack of dogs also chase you and they will eat you. So be thankful. Who are you? You are not beautifully colored or quick on your feet, but you are alive. Destiny is kind to you. You are small and safe from danger, unlike the bigger animals. So, this is the passage. Now we will solve the questions. So, the first question is, the unhappy lizard wished to be. So, what was his wish? To be a camel, frog, deer, or lion? So, the correct answer is option number C, deer. Next. Who were enjoying the bright sunshine on a high wall of old mill? So, who were enjoying the bright sunshine? Options are unhappy lizard, wise lizard, pack of dogs, both A and B. So, the correct answer is option number D, both A and B. That means the unhappy lizard and the wise lizard together were enjoying the bright sunshine. That's why both A. A means unhappy lizard and B means wise lizard. Okay. Next question. Lizards watched in horror. So what did the lizard watched in horror? Some dogs, some deer chasing a pack of dogs chasing deer. So the correct answer is option number D, a pack of dogs chasing deer. Next, Dash said, destiny is kind to you. Who said destiny is kind to you? Options are wise lizard, unhappy lizard, a pack of dogs, a deer. So the correct answer is option number A, wise lizard. Wise lizard said to that unhappy lizard or the complaining friend that destiny is kind to you. Okay. Next. The synonym of the word dull is. So, what is the synonym of the word dull? Options are sharp, boring, lively, advantage. So, dull means something which is very boring, or there is something which is, when you are not interested in something, that then you say dull. So here what is the synonym of dull? So the correct answer is option number B, boring. Okay, so all the questions are done. Now we will see other questions from the passage. So the first question is, on a warm winter morning, what were the two lizards were doing? So the correct answer is, on a warm winter morning, two lizards sat on a high wall of an old mill and they were enjoying the bright sunshine. Next question. Why was the one lizard was unhappy? So one lizard kept dreaming all time and was unhappy. Next question. And how was the other lizard? And the other was older and wiser. What did the unhappy lizard say about his life? So, the unhappy lizard said, how miserable is our situation. No one notices us. We are small and have such dull lives. Next. What did the unhappy lizard wishes to be? So the unhappy lizard sighed, I wish I was born a deer. Next question. When the unhappy lizard signed that he want to be a deer, what happened that very moment? At that very moment, a pack of dogs ran fast chasing a deer. The deer was tired and the hungry dogs pounced on it. So after seeing that scene, what did the wise lizard say to his complaining friend? The wise lizard said to his complaining friend, you wanted to be in place of this poor deer. You should learn from what you just you should learn from what you just saw. You are not beautifully colored or quick on your feet, but you are alive. Destiny is kind to you. So these are the questions, okay? So now we will learn some synonym and antonym from this passage. So the first word is unhappy. Unhappy. And the synonym of unhappy is sad and upset. And the antonym of unhappy is happy and joyful. Next word is wiser. And the synonym of wiser is smarter and intelligent. So wise means someone who is smart and intelligent. And the antonym of wise is foolish and unwise. Next word. And the next word is miserable. And the synonym of miserable is depressed and sorrowful. So the synonym of miserable is depressed and sorrowful. And the antonym of miserable is joyful and delighted. And the next word. So the next word is dull. And the synonym of dull is boring and plain. Now the antonym of dull is exciting and lively. Next word is majestic. And the synonym of majestic is royal and grand. And the antonym of majestic is ordinary and common. So write it down, this synonym and antonym, in your copy. So now we will solve passage number 3. So passage number 3 is a beautiful paper kite was flying high in the sky. So there was a beautiful paper kite which was flying high in the sky. It was brightly colored with long curly tassels and a long string. And the paper kite was very beautifully colored with a long curly tassel. Tassel means if you see a kite, there is something which is attached to that tail of a kite, like this. string. So this is called tassels. Okay. So it has very long curly tassel with a long string. The paper kite itself, it said loudly, "Oh, look at me, flying so gracefully. If it were free, I could go far away." So paper kite himself itself said loudly that, "Oh, look at me, flying so gracefully. If it were free," that he was saying that I am flying very gracefully and I wish I was free, I could go far away from here. The paper kite tugged at its string as it wanted to fly right through the clouds and above the eagles. And the paper kite tugged. He was trying to run a snap the string, and he wanted to fly right through the clouds and above the eagles. However, the string was strong and held it tight. But the string was very strong and held that paper kite very tight. So he was not. So he didn't went away from there. Okay. The paper kite impatiently tugged at its string again and tried with broke. But again, that paper kite was impatiently. He was continuously tugging that string, and that to broke that string. The paper kite was full of joy. It tried to fly higher, but suddenly, and after that, when he was trying to tug, the string was broke. And after breaking from that string, the paper kite was full of joy. He was free, so he was very happy. It tried to fly higher, but suddenly it started falling. So he was after breaking from the after when he broke his string, he tried to fly higher, but suddenly it started falling. The paper kite tried with all its might to stay up. So he gave his all 100% to stay up in the sky, but it kept coming down. Free of its string, the paper kite had become too heavy and could not control itself. So when he broke that string, so after being free from that string, the paper kite had become heavy, and it could not control itself. It drifted towards the sea and was washed away in the tide. The paper kite cried, "Oh, poor me, I wanted to fly higher and higher. Look what I got for being so proud." So, at last, when he was washed away in the tide, the paper kite was cried. He was unhappy. He said, "Oh, poor me, I wanted to fly higher and higher, but look what happened to me. I got for what happened. Look what I got for being proud." So there is a lesson that you do not have to be proud to yourself that what you have. Okay, you should have you have to humble to everyone. Okay, so the passage is done. Now we will solve the question. So the first question is, how was the kite described in in the passage? Options are brightly multicolored, short curly tassels, or big tassels, yellow colored, sharp string, or long curly tassels, brightly colored, or curly thin, light green. So what will be the correct answer? So the correct answer is long curly tassels and brightly colored. Option C is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. The paper kite was dashed when the string broke finally. So how did the paper kite so what happened to the paper kite when he broke that string? Options are on the branches of tree, in the sea, on the muddy field, on the roof. So the paper kite was in the sea when the string broke finally. Next question. The paper kite wish. So what did the paper kite wish? To fly in speedy wind, to fly below other kites, to go very far away, to chase some flying eagles. So the correct answer is to go far away. Option C. Okay. Next, the paper kite have dash nature. So what kind of nature did the paper kite have? Options are cheerful, miserably, proud, impatient. So the correct answer is proud, because in the last sentence of this passage we learned that he said, I look what I got for being so proud. So his nature, he have a proud nature. Okay. Next, synonym of gracefully is. So here, what is the synonym of gracefully? Options are badly, moving very fast, not moving, change in direction. So what will be the correct answer for synonym for the synonym of gracefully? The option are incorrect, so I will write the correct options. Okay. So in the first option there will be handsomely. Handsomely. And the second option is moving very fast. The second option is correct, moving very fast. And third option is also correct. No, the third option will be noticed. Noticed. And the fourth option is correct, change in direction. So what will be the correct option for question number 5? The synonym of gracefully is option number A, handsomely. That means something which is very beautiful and handsome. Okay. So the question of passage number 3 is done. Now we will see some other question from the passage beside the 5 questions. Okay. So the first question is, what was the kite made of? So what was the kite made of? So the answer is the kite was made of a beautiful paper. So next question, how was the kite, or how does the kite look? So the kite was brightly colored with long curly tassel and a long string. So next, what did the paper kite said itself? To itself, the paper kite itself said it loudly, oh, look at me flying so gracefully. If I were free, I could go far away. Why the paper kite tugged at its string? So the correct answer is, the paper kite tugged at its string as it wanted to fly right away, right through the clouds above the eagles. Next question. What happened to the paper kite when he broke the string? So the paper kite impatiently tugged at its string again and tried with broke. The paper kite was full of joy. Next question. And what happened to the paper kite when he broke his string? So It tried to fly higher but suddenly started falling. The paper kite tried with all it might to stay up but kept coming down. Next, where did the paper kite fall when he broke his string? So the paper kite drifted toward the sea and was washed away in the tide. So in the last, what did the paper kite said for being so proud? So the paper kite cried, "Oh, poor me, wanted to fly higher and higher. Look what I got for being so proud." Okay, so the questions are done. Now we will learn some synonym and antonym of important words from this passage. Okay, so the first word is gracefully. Gracefully. And the synonym of gracefully is smoothly and beautifully. Next, the antonym of gracefully is awkwardly and awkwardly and roughly. Next word is impatiently. And the synonym of impatiently is restlessly and eagerly. Now, the antonym of impatiently is patiently and calmly. Next word is might. And the synonym of might is strength and power. Next, the antonym of might is weakness and helplessness. So, this is it. So, now we will solve passage 4. So, the passage 4 is: There lived a woman whose husband had a bad habit. So, there is a woman whose husband had a bad habit. The man would drink a lot every day. So, the man was alcoholic and he would drink a lot every day. This caused him to lose his normal senses for most of the time. And because of that, he lose his normal senses for most of the time. He doesn't know what is happening to him or what is happening around him. The woman tried many times to help get out of this habit, and the wife of that husband tried many times to help get out of this habit, but all her efforts went in vain. So all her efforts were useless. Every night, someone else would have to bring him back home. So every night when he was drunk, someone else would have to bring him back home. One such night, when he was brought home, the woman had him carried to a grave in the night neighborhood. So one such night, when the uh, drunk man came home, the wife carried him to a grave in the neighborhood. Grave is a place where the dead peoples were kept, or where we um, gave them place, right? She thought she could teach him a good lesson by frightening him, and then he would stop his bad habit. So that wife was very annoyed with his husband. So she thought that she can teach him a good lesson by frightening him, and then he would stop his bad habit. Then she dressed herself in a dark colored dress. So after that, after carrying her hus- her husband to the grave, she dressed herself in a dark colored dress. She wore a mask over her face. She waited for him to wake up. So she was waiting for him to wake up, because he was in not no he was not in his senses. When the woman saw her husband returning to his senses, so after sometimes, that woman's husband returning to his senses, she moved toward him with a serious face. Then she gave him some food to eat and spoke loudly. So the woman moved towards him with a serious face, and she gave him some food to eat and spoke loudly. Get up and eat. It is my job to bring food for the dead. So that wife of that drunk man, she said that, get up and eat. It is my job to bring food for the dead. The husband was very scared. Why? Because he was thinking that uh, he is dead. That's why the person is saying that it is my job to bring food for the dead. He ran home at once. So after um listening to to his wife, she was wearing a dark colored dress, and she was saying that, get up and eat, and it is my job to bring food for deads. So the husband was very scared, and he ran away home at once. From that day onwards, the woman teach a good lesson to the man. So on that day, uh, from that day, the husband of that wife woman's was never touched the alcohol, right? So the passage is done. Now we will solve the question. So the first question is, the woman teach a good lesson to the man. So how did the woman teach a good lesson to the man? Options are: by frightening, by shouting, by advising, by beating. So the correct answer is option number A, by frightening. Next, opposite of vain is. So what is the opposite word for vain? Options are: injury, fruitful, cleanliness, boastful. So vain means something which is useless, or which is there is no work. So the opposite of vain is fruitful. Next, the man had a very bad habit of. So what is the bad habit of that man? Frightening others, losing temper, drinking, beating his wife. So drinking is the correct answer. Every night the man was brought back home by. So who will brought back home that man every night? The masked woman, someone else, his wife, his neighbor. So every night the man was brought back home by someone else. Next. Dash carried the man to a grave one night. Friend, neighbor, criminal, woman. So neighbor carried the man to a, no, grave, sorry. carried the grave men to a grave one night was that woman. Option number D is the correct answer. Okay. So the other question from this passage is, um, what kind of bad habit did the woman's husband have? The man would drink a lot every day, and because of drinking, what happened to that husband, to that woman's husband? This caused him to lose his normal senses for most of the time. Who bring him back home to the to that woman's husband every night? Every night someone else would have to bring him back home. So what did happen when one such night when the husband was brought home by a neighbor? So one such night when he was brought home, the woman had carried to a grave into the neighborhood. She thought she could teach him a good lesson by the frightening him, then he would stop his bad habit. Next question: how did the woman frighten her husband? She dressed herself in a dark colored dress. She wore a mask upon her face, and she waited for him awake. And when her husband, uh, when that woman's husband awake, how uh, how she frightened him? So when the woman saw her husband returning to his senses, she moved towards him with a serious face. Then she gave him some food to eat and spoke loudly, "Get up and eat it. Eat. It is my job to bring food for dead." The husband was very scared after listening that words, and he ran home at once. Okay. Now we will learn some synonym and antonym from this passage also. So the first word is habit, and the synonym of habit is practice and hobby. So when you practice something, that is your habit or a hobby, right? Now the antonym, sorry, this is not hobby, this should be routine, something which is in your routine, what you do every day, right? And now the antonym of habit is change and difference. Next word is effort, and the synonym of effort is attempt and try. Next, the antonym of effort is neglect and laziness. Next word is vain, and the synonym of vain is useless and failed. Next, the antonym of vain is successful and fruitful. next word is frighten, and the synonym of frighten is scared, terrified. And the antonym of frightened is calm and comfort. Next word is serious, and the synonym of serious is strict and focused. Now, the antonym of serious is cheerful and funny. So write it down, the synonym and antonym of these words in your copy, and read this and learn this very carefully. Okay? So this is it for today's class. Hope you like this class. If you like our class, then do like, share, subscribe to the Doers for the Academy's YouTube channel. And if you want to join us and want to purchase our online courses and want to join the offline courses, you can contact us in the given number. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. We will meet you in the next class. Thank you.